Okay, and then we have, let's see if I can do this. Do we know who these characters are? These are the Cole brothers. Uh-oh. It's not working. So, okay, help. Let me see. Okay, I'll try it again. Oh, and what I wanted. We were there, right? This is what I'm going to do. What I'm trying to do is, oh my goodness, I had a great little movie for you.
It worked on the test run, didn't it?
I'll go get that one.
Yes?
There's the forward arrow.
This one?
The blue one. Does that do it?
Well, it brings up my other, let's try this one. That's not working at all.
He's coming.
He's coming. These are so great. How many of you have seen these movies?
3D.
See, we have to get them out. You know, I think it, no, it should be just in the file. So, I think what I'll do is, is that it? Okay, let's try that. I'm wondering if it was working out for this. Okay. Hold on just a minute, folks.
If you didn't embed it on the laptop, it's still, the film is still on your flash drive.
Yeah, I had embedded it, but it seems to, I think what I'll do is, do you mind if I take a moment here?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to call up. Well, maybe I better do it from here.
Should be because it's a national phone. And especially
All right.
That's a hatch trip.
That's a hatch trip?
Yeah, the Dusty Dozen,
Uh-huh.
1934.
1930, so that isn't the Coles. Ah, we've got it registered wrong. So it's a hatch, do you know who they are?
Well, some of them, bus hatch, that was bus hatches for sure.
Okay,
Old
1934.
Hatch, Swain, Fraser, White Eddie.
Okay. Okay, let's see if we can do the next one. Who's that?
John Hamilton.
Yes, Hamilton, John Hamilton. And can you name where it is?
Vulcan.
Vulcan, yeah. Can you imagine doing that back then? Pardon? This is at Vulcan, at Lava Falls area?
Oh, yeah.
And that would have been in the 1960s?
1960.
Yeah, okay.
50 years next year.
Yeah. Uh-oh. We're going to go through it again. I knew you wanted to do it again, right? So anybody know the name of the boat? Is that the Wee Red?
Wheel.
The wheel?
Wee yellow.
The Wee Yellow? I don't know.
Oh, really?
And I was trying to figure out, is that the lava rock? Going right past there? Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, some of the historic research started out in the 1880s. And we have Clarence Dutton, who did the Atlas of Grand Canyon. And then some of the other works. I don't know, Steve Crothers, is your work in here between the 1980s and the 1960s? Or did you came in the 70s, right? Okay. But a lot of evidence of research that went on throughout the canyon. And then in the 1970s, a lot of research that focused right down on the river, and Steve Crothers was the main part of that. So today's research and resource management, this is where we are today. And here are these are some of the areas that we're covering. Cultural resources, vanishing treasures, natural sounds. You can see a whole array of work that we're doing. And if we go back to the management policies, this is the foundation in which we then that drives us in our work. So let's start with cultural resources. Protection and preservation of cultural resources. And if you notice, it says protect cultural resources against theft, fire, vandalism, overuse, deterioration, environmental impacts, without compromising the integrity of the resource. And I know a lot of people think about cultural resources being specifically archaeological resources, but in this aspect we're talking about everything historic and prehistoric. So Grand Canyon, I know Lisa did a great talk in regards to the river excavations that are going on down for the past couple of years and still continuing. But also when we look at cultural resources, we've done a lot in regards to finding resources in caves, and a lot of different areas that you wouldn't expect in terms of the cultural, the prehistoric aspects of what are going on. So for example, in the caves, you see this flip twig figurine up there on the left. And then on the right, and Lisa helped me with this, Folsom Point, which is the oldest evidence of occupation in the canyon. And that's 12,000 AD, right? Yeah. So, but then when we look at the rest of the picture in terms of cultural resources, we have what we call vanishing treasures. And this is an important aspect that was brought out as a program to really emphasize, beyond archaeology, those resources at parks that are very important and that we may be losing. Everything from our historic trails, the Inner Canyon trails, the Kaibab and the Bright Angel Trail of historic trails, as well as a lot of the others. But when we look at those trails and that trail system, and if we're going to do any kind of work in terms of trying to upgrade and utilization of those trails, we make sure that we go back and look at the historic aspects and try to repeat what was there, the intent of that trail, so that we don't lose that aspect. We also have the structures that we use today, the El Tovar, and actually a lot of structures on the South Rim and the North Rim are historic in nature, and therefore it brings in an element that we have to pay attention to. We want to use the structure, but we want to keep its integrity in terms of its historic nature. The tower at Desert View, that one is a very significant structure in regard to a Mary Coulter building and the design, but it also includes the aspects of our Native American Indian tribal use. So inside is the Hopi mural, and that's very significant in telling the story of the Hopi. So when we look at this, for example, this next year, we're going to be trying to take care of some of the structural aspects of the tower that are ailing, and in that we'll bring in the cultural aspect of the Hopi tribe and the importance of